Good morning, BSH Nights.
Good morning, everyone.
We hope you had a wonderful Easter break last week. I know I enjoyed having a break. I hope you guys had fun or did some fun things as much as you can do at home. But overall, I just hope you had a restful, enjoyable break. And we are here on this crisp Tuesday morning on campus. Again, it's very quiet here. But thank you for joining us.
And today we really just wanted to spend some time updating with things moving forward. Now that we're back from spring break, we have 6 more instructional weeks, including this week. And this Tuesday Telegram is just going to give you some updates, as well as if any questions came in for Paula or I last week before spring break. We did want to share some of those questions.
So please remember that you can type in any questions on the live chat. We'll be monitoring that while we're talking this morning. So please ask away and we'll answer your questions. So a couple of updates and things that are in the works. Before Easter break, we sent out in our newsletter that we would like to support our families who are military families. April is the month of the military child. And we know we have several families with parents who have served or are currently serving. So please email us a photo and your name so that we can support you all. And also, we want to support and celebrate our families who have first responders or medical professionals, healthcare workers. You all are very important, and we also want to support you all. So please send us a photo. Don't be shy, and we would like to recognize you as well. So you can send your pictures and your information to information@bshnights.org.
Because we know that there's many people in the BSH community who are helping out through this time that we're all experiencing. So we do want to provide some recognition, and we do hope that you'll send us some pictures and some information about those of you who are helping during this time of the pandemic that we're all facing.
So we are back at it, back to remote learning. It's hard to believe that it's been, I think, 5 weeks now since all of this began. And students, we continue to be very proud of you and the work that you're doing. And parents, we are proud of you as well. I know it's hard right now. I know as parents, you're juggling a lot with the kids being at home, with your own jobs, with your own responsibilities. And please know, we want to reassure you that we are here to support you any way we can. We know it can be a very overwhelming time. And I know that in my own home, we've had some battles over doing schoolwork. So I'm there with you. And please know that we are there and we are here to support you. So please continue to reach out when you have questions or need assistance from us.
So some updates regarding remote learning, lower school updates. Wanted to share that we had our third pickup and drop off day that started yesterday and went through to 8 a.m. this morning. And we kept bins out. It was contactless so that parents could just drop off the work from the previous time, as well as pick up any work that was needed. So things were set up right outside of the front office. And this way they could come by in the evening if needed. So everything was done by 8 a.m. this morning, and teachers will receive the work that was dropped off. And this way they'll start looking at the work that students have done within the past 2 weeks. And wanted to share, we will have 2 more pickup and drop-off dates for kindergarten and first grade. And that information will be forthcoming. In about 3 weeks will be our next drop-off pickup date. And again, we will communicate when that happens. And also the second drop-off pickup date for kindergarten and first grade will coincide with what we'll do for lower school. For parents, we'll have a scheduled time to come by and pick up any remaining materials and maybe clothing or anything that was left in teachers' classrooms. So again, that'll all be forthcoming in the next couple weeks with information as we have a schedule for that day in particular. And that'll coincide towards the end of the school year. Also for lower school, we are going to have our virtual step-up day, and that's going to occur this Thursday. And what you can expect is teachers, each teacher in lower school, as well as we're going to be doing this with sixth grade, those who are rising sixth graders, teachers are going to be emailing out a Flipgrid link where they're going to introduce themselves to students that are coming into their classroom next year, give them a little tour of their classroom, and then also students are going to be encouraged, it's going to be optional, but if they also want to post a video saying hi to their new teacher, their going to be teacher next year. And all that will happen on Thursday. The teachers will send out links to parents and guardians to your email addresses. So this way you will see their welcome Flipgrid video. And again, then students can respond to that video and connect in a Flipgrid fashion. Again, all that information will come out on Thursday. And we just want to try to have some virtual fun with that step up day. Now, moving on to upper school. So in upper school, we have transitioned fully and implemented our streamline approach to remote learning, which was based on parent and student feedback, as well as teacher feedback. And we discussed this before we left for spring break and also sent out an email communication about it. But just as reminders, what's happening now is by 8 a.m. on Monday morning, teachers are sending out the work that students will need to complete for the week. And some teachers have been emailing that out on Sunday evenings. So either the email will come out on Sunday evenings but by 8 a.m. Monday morning. And all the work, so this way we're trying to reduce the amount of emails that were coming out with work. So everything will be packaged in one email and it'll lay out clearly what students are to work on that week. Work is due by Saturdays at 5 p.m. And then also we have a late work policy that we're now putting into effect that students, they have to turn their work in by Saturday at 5 p.m. And every day after, if it's late, there's going to be deductions in because of late work. Teachers were very flexible up through spring break with accepting work. And so now we are going to be having a policy, a procedure for late work. But the thing that we are encouraging is for students, if students know that their work is going to be late for a myriad of reasons, for whatever is going on, there's legitimate reasons about why maybe they can't make the deadline of Saturday at 5 p.m. And we're encouraging students to get in touch with teachers, email the teacher, let them know and explain why their work is going to be late. And this way the teacher can work with students on extending a deadline on if there's a need be basis. So that is part of the new process that we have in place, the streamlined approach. The other aspect that we incorporated, again, based on feedback and experiences that teachers were doing that was working for students, was we are now having weekly check-in meetings through Zoom, a video conferencing platform. And that'll happen for every class at least once a week. We have the schedule is posted online on our coronavirus Google site, as well as teachers have been emailing with reminders about their Zoom meetings, and that is coming up either that day or the day before. They'll send out a little email reminder. Those weekly check-in meetings vary based on the class and what the class needs and what the students need. Some check-in meetings are just weekly, just check in, make sure students, if they have any questions about the work that they need to do, make a connection with the class. And other classes might use it as an opportunity to instruct. Some classes are using it, they're doing book reads together. So it really depends on what is going on in the class and what the students need. But sure enough, once a week, students are able to connect with their teachers through video conferencing. And I think that's it for lower school and upper school updates. And of course, if you have any questions, please let us know. But those are some of the updates that we're now transitioning to.
So we've had some questions in regards to summer camps. We have decided to continue with our Nights of Summer Camp, which is for preschool through elementary school age children. It will be held on the weeks that we had scheduled, and more information will be coming out because we will be making some modifications to our policies and procedures to be in compliance with the Department of Social Services. So with the ever-changing guidelines that are coming out through social services, there will be some changes that are needed to be made, especially with drop-off and pickup times and procedures. For instance, we will be taking the children's temperatures upon arrival, sanitizing hands upon arrival before entering the classroom, and the ratio has changed a bit as well. We will have 9 children for every one teacher. So more information will be coming out about Nights of Summer Camp. And again, so be on the lookout for that. And in regards to our other summer camps, those continue to be on hold. We will revisit after May 1st and send out more information about the future of those camps. But since the Nights of Summer Camp does fall within our early childhood program, it does fall under the Department of Social Services, and therefore we will be working to ensure compliance and to ensure that that service is available for our parents, as several parents need that care during the summer, and we are happy to be able to provide that for you.
Another question that's come in since the time that we had our last Tuesday telegram is questions about tuition and when tuition is paid and how to pay it. So I will turn that over to Paula to explain the procedure if anybody else has a question about that.
So thank you to all of you who have re-enrolled for next year. We're currently at about 77% of our families have re-enrolled for next year, which is amazing for this time of year. And it's so important that we know of your plans for next year so that we can make decisions in regard to staffing and budgeting and classes being offered. But thank you to those of you who've already submitted your re-enrollment forms. We are working on sending out enrollment contracts right now. Some of you have received them, and some of you have already returned those back, so thank you. We'll continue to send out contracts on a weekly basis, on an ongoing basis. And so once you return your enrollment contract to us, we will generate your new agreement in fax, and you will receive notification for that, and payments will begin in July, depending on your tuition payment plan. So if you have any questions about re-enrollment, please feel free to reach out to Mrs. Dowdy, Director of Admissions. And if you have questions about tuition or enrollment contracts, please feel free to reach out to me. We are also going to be working on financial aid allocations in the next couple of weeks. So for those families who applied for financial aid, that information will be coming to you very soon.
So now we'd like to direct our attention to the questions that are coming in from those of you who are posting questions. And we encourage anybody else, if you have any questions in the chat feature, you can certainly post a question and we can answer those now. So one of the questions that I see is about the schedule for the Zoom meetings for each of the classes. That is in our coronavirus Google site. And what we'll do is after this telegram, either later today or sometime tomorrow, we'll send an email out to the whole community as to the reminder about where that website lives, and then the link for it, and then how you can get to information about the Zoom for middle school and high school, the check-in meetings, the schedule for that. So we'll send that out later today or tomorrow so that you have, all you have to do is click on the link in order to take you there.
Another question we received is, how has this affected yearbooks? Well, the spring is going to look a little different in the yearbook spring section, but we did go ahead and move forward with purchasing yearbooks. So many of you already purchased yearbooks. We did order just a few extra. So if you did not order one, we only have a very minimal amount that we ordered that are extra. So reach out to us as soon as possible to reserve yours, but yearbooks are continuing as planned.
And also for senior families, and we mentioned this in the Tuesday telegram before spring break, in the next couple weeks especially, we will be sending out some information about plans for various things for seniors that we're working on now to figure out how we can celebrate seniors and make everything special for them, especially this year. And we really want to make sure that they are recognized and that we spend time focusing on our seniors as they get ready to graduate from high school. And we'll try to make it as special as we can virtually and during this time. And as we wait to see if there's any more questions, did want to spend just a moment. So again, we'll just give some time for people to put in any questions before we officially sign off today. But did want to report last time on when we had our Tuesday Telegram, somebody chimed in asking if we could send out the parent survey again, which we did. And we got more responses on the survey, and we appreciate those of you who took time to fill that out. And we are very happy to see that the majority of people on the survey reported that the remote work that students are receiving is the right amount. And we also really want to take the time to thank those of you who have put on the survey information about thanking teachers for the work they're doing and recognizing that there was a very quick turnaround to move into remote learning. And so we're going to share those with teachers because it was very appreciated that there was some overwhelming response about understanding what the teachers are doing and taking the time and trying to figure this all out. So we do appreciate those of you who completed the survey, and it's been very helpful. Some of the suggestions that are made that we've been able to implement, and that we take that feedback, and we really want to try to make the experience as best as possible for students, but also for families during this time, because we understand that there are people that are dealing with a lot of different hardships and have had to transition to a whole new reality. And it's taken most people 4 or 5 weeks now to somewhat even get into a rhythm. And we recognize that, and we want to be very sensitive to understanding that this is all new for everybody. So thank you again for taking the time to complete that survey.
And speaking of seniors, it was really neat. The week before break, we had several seniors come up to have their individual picture taken under the cherry tree, which had bloomed. So that was just really heartwarming to see, and to have seniors come. And we really want to say thank you to the parent, Mrs. Hatfield, who took photos of seniors and volunteered to do that. And she even created a really unique class senior photo. If you may have seen it on social media, we'll be posting it on our Facebook page as well. But definitely continued with that senior photo tradition, and it was just really wonderful to see seniors in their caps and gowns having their individual pictures taken.
All right, last call for any questions or anything that you would like us to address before we officially sign off for this Tuesday Telegram. And for those of you who are just commenting, a thank you. Thank you for, we appreciate this time just to be able to spend with those of you who are able to chime in, but also we'll send out a link afterwards along with the links to the Zoom meetings and things like that, so people can maybe watch it later and get some information if need be. And we really appreciate everything that the families are doing to help, because we know that having heard from parents, and just it's been interesting to hear the different schedules that people are coming up with, calendars, using whiteboards to figure out all the work. And it's been very, it's neat to hear the creativity and just the different patterns that people are coming up with in their household. And we know that it's a lot, and we just appreciate everything that everybody's doing.
So we'll give it just another minute or so, see if there's any questions, and then we'll wrap up this morning's Telegram. Alrighty, well, we want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Have a wonderful week of doing work and being at home still, but please continue to reach out if you have questions, need support. We just can't say thank you enough to all of you for your support during this time. And I know that we'll all get through this together.
Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Yes, we want to end.